Well, hello there folks, and a very warm welcome as usual back to What's for Tea. It's lovely to see you all, and I hope that I find you very well indeed. So today I made a batch of these wonderful breakfast crumpets. They make a great alternative to just your plain slice of toast in the morning. They're lovely, straight from the toaster with a good scrape of butter or even a wee bit of jam. You know, they're so easy to make, and they just use very basic ingredients, you know, so they are very simple, very easy to make. I'm going to run you through how I made these. This recipe will give you about 6 good sized crumpets. This is everything that I've used here, but as usual, all of the ingredients will be underneath the video, and I will put them on screen as we use them. So I've got some plain flour, some lukewarm water, some baking powder, some quick yeast, some sugar, some salt, and also some olive oil as well. So the first thing we're going to do is get your yeast ready. So in my jug there, I've got my warm water, and to this we're going to add the sugar. So this is just standard white granulated sugar, and we're also going to add the instant yeast. You can use rapid yeast, you know, whatever you have. So I'm using a wee sachet of instant yeast. So just pop in your sugar, and you want to give this a good stir just until it dissolves. It'll take you a second or so, and then to that we're going to add the yeast. Again, give this a really good stir just to make sure it's well incorporated there. Set this to the side for between 5 and 10 minutes just to activate. You will know it's activated when it's nice and foamy on the top, and then you can move on. So pop that into a large bowl, and then to that we're also going to add the plain flour on top of that, and then the salt, and then also the baking powder as well. So that's all of your dry ingredients in there, and you just want to give this a really good mix together. You can use a hand whisk if you have one, or I'm using my electric whisk. It just makes it so much quicker. So you want to keep going until it's nice and lump free. Go through it with a spatula just to make sure there are no lumps and you haven't missed anything in the bottom of the bowl. So you just want to cover this and leave this in a nice warm space for about an hour, around about 50 minutes. I like just to pop this into my oven with the oven light on, or if you've got an airing cupboard, you know, a nice warm airing cupboard, anywhere like that that's nice and warm and draft free for about 50 minutes. These are the rings that I am using here. These are crumpet rings, but you can use cookie cutters, anything like that, as long as it's nice and round. And you're also going to need a large frying pan as well. And then you'll also want to grease the inside of your ring just to make sure your crumpets don't stick. So I'm using a combination of olive oil and butter. Just pop mine into the microwave for about 30 seconds just to melt and combine. After 50 minutes to an hour, come back and your mixture should be looking something like this. It's quite bouncy looking on the top, and once it's looking like that, you're good to go. So get your frying pan onto a sort of medium, low to medium heat. Make sure all your rings are nicely greased, and then just pop your mixture straight in the middle. I would fill these about 3/4 of the way. You don't want this all the way to the top, so about 3/4 of the way is good. And like I said, you will get about 6 out of this mixture, but you don't want to do them all at the same time. Do 4 and then come back and do your other 2. And you just want to let these gently cook away. Don't move them around, just leave them where they are for about 5 to 6 minutes, and you will start to see the wee holes start to appear, you know, the characteristic crumpet holes. And then you know they are just about ready, and you can remove your rings because your mixture has set. And all you have to do now is flip them over to the other side just to give them a wee bit of colour. You know, they are basically cooked at this point, just to give them a wee bit of colour for a couple of minutes. So on the underside, you've got a lovely crispy shell, and then the top, you've got those lovely wee holes with just a wee bit of colour, as you can see there. And these are absolutely perfect, and they've got such a lovely texture as well. They're quite chewy, but these are better made, in my opinion, the day before, because, you know, the texture is just so much better. But you can of course have them straight away, and like I said, we do like these with a good scrape of salted butter or unsalted, it's up to you. And you can see how springy and lovely they are, and how glossy the underside is. They're lovely and crispy on the underside, and like I said, I've got a wonderful chewy texture. So do let me know if you're planning on giving those ones a go. Like I said, a wonderful alternative to your toast in the morning. And a huge thank you, as usual, to the supporters of the channel over on my Patreon page, to the channel members here on YouTube as well. And I do need to update those lists, and I will be doing that in the next couple of days. And for you all for watching, leaving your lovely comments, and for those that share the videos as well, it's all very much appreciated. And I will catch up with you during the week for another wee recipe, back on Saturday for our wee shopping unbagging, or back on Sunday for another meals of the week. So you take care of yourselves, and I'll see you off as soon back here on What's for Tea. Bye now.